I told my wife, she said the best response that I needed. I said, I hate school and I don't know why I'm about to create one. And she said to me, that's exactly why you're creating one, so you could create the school you wish you could have went to.
Welcome, my friends, to the Teacher's Lounge, where the coffee is strong, the ideas are buzzing, and the conversation is even stronger. I'm your host, Mik Love, and we're here to discuss how culture, created in the classroom or the boardroom, can elevate us all. I have some fantastic guests that will join me in having this conversation, and I look forward to it. So sit back, relax, and grab your favorite beverage, because this riveting conversation is one you don't want to miss. Tell me what it means to have choice in education. I know that it's a buzzword, but tell me what it means to have true choice in education and how you've leveraged that idea to kind of create an innovative school and opportunity for all.
Absolutely. Yeah, choice is huge. Choice is the key thing, I think, in education, because without choice, I mean, what is there? Yeah. With choice, not only as a teacher, as an educator, if I have the choice how to run my classroom as I see fit, and know that I'm, applying my best self to my students, then having that opportunity and freedom to educate those kids by making choices that affect their lives, I think is the major thing in education. So being able to bring in certain activities, bring in certain guests from outside the classroom, bringing in people to help me help them, has been a big choice in my educational career and has really helped propel me, to that next level, to know that what I'm doing is really making an impact on students' lives.
I think when it comes to choice, I look at life, and as adults, that was my first thought process. As adults, you have choice. A lot of times you get to decide where you work, maybe how you work, the type of boss you want to work for versus the type of boss you don't. And I thought to myself, well, why is it different for young people? When I look at young people, I think that a lot of times when you think of yourself, or if you have kids or nieces, nephews, they the same person they kind of always been. I'm the same guy I've been since far as I can remember.
I can attest to that. I can attest to that.
And so my preferences haven't changed, the type of people I like to be around, how I like to work. And so I thought to myself, well, how many young people are in that space where they know how they like to work, they know the type of people they want to work for, they know how they like to be led. Mm-hmm. And why don't we present that opportunity now so that they can, one, find out who they are, and then cultivate who they are, how they like to be, how they like to set themselves up to prepare them for whatever that next stage of their life is, versus having them only have one way to go through growing up and then get to enter into this plethora of options in the world. It doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah. And so we talked about reps and doing it so many times that we can't get it wrong anymore. And so that to me is like transformational leadership. How is choice showing up when you lead? Because you've created something here that is very unique within the education space.
Yeah, I appreciate that. One of the mottos at KLS, whether it's here or if it's in California, is that everyone's a student, everyone's a teacher. And so to your point about leadership, it's the same mantra, really. And what we do, if we come in and we have subject matters or a subject that we want to go into, my teachers know they don't have to be subject matter experts in everything. And if the kids are excited about something and the kid knows more than the teacher knows, and that's a real thing. Some people get upset about that sometimes, but with the TikToks and social media, all the things going on, these kids, they got access to information, which to me is a good thing. And so if a kid is passionate about something and knowledgeable about something, to me, if I'm a teacher, I'm gonna sit back. Hey, well, you run class, or let's open up dialogue, let's open up discussion, and allow them to be a leader in that space. And then what's happening is they've had to, if you do it a certain way without them knowing it, they've put together a curriculum. They probably put together an activity. They're doing public speaking, right? And they're doing all these things and it's natural. Now, as opposed to you walking in and say, hey, so today, y'all, what we're going to do is we're going to put together this. Then I want you to do this. And we're going to have a public speaking section. That doesn't sound fun. Right, but what you do is you have them do it and then you tell them afterwards. You know what I mean?
It's the cauliflower mashed potatoes. And that's what Darren was kind of getting at. He was like, I create an environment to where it's choice driven. And then we debrief. And I think that that's the secret sauce of everything that you both are sharing is the debrief. And how are you using the debrief of everyday life learning lessons to not only talk about what happens in the classroom, but to go beyond those four walls?
Yeah, I think of having them bringing in the conversation. I'll hear them talking in first thing in the morning, about a certain thing that went on last night or a certain event that's going on. Well, how do we apply that to our classroom, and then how does that affect the way that we go about, doing our business? I mean, is that a model that we want to follow, or is that something we want to avoid? Yeah. And then, we're look at the world and see what's going on in the world, and then asking each other, well, how would you have done this? How would you have handled this opportunity to do it better?
I think that's important to seek and share the knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. I think too many times we get people that want to hoard all the knowledge. Like what good is it for you to just know everything and not be able to expose it to everyone else?